Hey everybody, and welcome to the ASMR podcast. I'm your host, Kyle. And with me today, I have Slat Nuts.
Slap nuts.
What'd you call me?
Snapnut.
You know who you're talking to?
Yeah, you, Snapnut.
He licked my plate, you dog dick!
We have such sights to show you.
Never alone.
Let this be a lesson to you. Say no to drugs.
You are all my children now.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Vintage Horror Podcast, where we talk about all horror, not just the vintage kind. I'm your host, Kyle, and with me today I have Mark
What's going on?
and Rob.
How's it going?
Today we will be talking about Puppet Master from 1989, but first, that's right, you fucking guessed it, it's episode 10. We're cracking a cold one open with the boys. So what's up, boys? What's up, Marky Mark?
What's going on, guys?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, fucking say it.
I had nothing to say.
Exactly.
Nothing really going on. Work. This is our week. We have the week off from recording because Kyle's on call. Well, last week, so it's been like 2 weeks since we recorded, right?
Yes.
Yep. Went to Chiller Theater last weekend. Shout out my guy Steve Fowler.
I wish you wouldn't do that.
Stupid bitch Steve doesn't know anything about horror.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, met John Wesley Shipp to get signed my Flash Arrow poster. That was about it. Nothing. I wanted to meet what's his name, Clint Howard,
But he canceled?
but he canceled.
Yeah.
It's my guy Joe Montaigne.
I said Joe Montaigne.
Joe Montaigne. But not too much going on. Busy work since one of the guys is on vacation. But what's up with you, Rob?
Nothing crazy. Managed to see the biggest movie event of the year, Avengers Endgame. And we also had a major Game of Thrones episode too. So in the nerd world, it's been a busy week. I'm pretty sure that my heart, mind, and soul have nothing left. So that's where I'm at. I've seen Endgame twice now. I'll probably end up seeing it one more time. Highly recommend seeing it. Not going to spoil it because I ain't about that life. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Just kind of emotionally, psychologically drained. And now I have to record a podcast.
Right on.
The only podcast that matters.
It's not true.
It really isn't true. Thank you, though, for the people who listen. How about you, Kyle?
I also saw Endgame Thursday night. First night it was open. And I cried.
For real cried or
I
you
can't-
just fucking...
Okay, so when I say cried, I don't mean like I fucking bawled my eyes.
No,
out.
but you know that tears came down. That one
Tears
single-
were welling up in my eyes and I had to wipe them away.
Yes.
Several times.
Yes.
I don't know why you're giving me that look.
I don't know.
Well, you're just not invested like that. You
Yeah.
know? It's like 11 years of movies all came to this singular point, and it's like, I don't know, it hit the feels, man.
I don't know. When you shared that post from a while back when you were like, Avengers releasing tonight, if you ain't about it, you ain't about it.
Well, that was about Avengers 2, right?
That was Age
no-
of Ultron.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
Because I was there. I slept, Rob.
we
Show some
go,
respect.
like, you and I, Kyle, go way back to the first Avengers film. And even you and I saw Iron Man 2 in theaters together, I think. It was you. Yeah,
I saw Iron Man 2 in theaters.
Yeah,
yes.
we saw it in theaters together, but like, we've been there from the beginning since Iron Man 2008, just following this whole cinematic monster.
I just remember seeing the first Iron Man and at the after credit scene when fucking Nick Fury comes up and he's like, we're trying to start a group or whatever. And like, ever since that day, I was just so excited. And that fact that it all came to the singular point and it culminated into that, it fucking hit the feels, man.
It was,
But I don't know. I haven't seen it since then. I'm trying to go tomorrow, honestly, in the morning if I can hit a matinee and it's not sold out.
yeah.
Me, Mark, and Johnny went to the Patch and Pin Expo NYC a couple weeks ago.
Did we talk about that or no?
How could we have?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Wasn't that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. It was like the day after we fucking recorded.
Yeah, you're right.
And got some pins from some peoples. And then we ate fucking Los Tacos #1. Probably the best taco place in New York City, but don't go there because I don't want it to be more busy than it already is.
That place is really busy.
It's really busy.
And I've always heard about that for like a long time.
But it's very good.
You know, also, me and Kyle go to New York quite a lot and do really dumb things. Mm-hmm. And we always try to go like food places.
It's very true.
There's a place in Chinatown that has the fluffy Japanese pancakes.
So do you want to go there or something?
They only serve them, I think, Friday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. or 1 p.m.
So we're trying to like go sometime?
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Well, if we go to New York for that other thing, if you guys actually want to, Johnny never responded, but
I don't even know that toy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go.
I don't even know how much it is or anything. I'm just trying to get pins that I didn't buy already.
Yeah, I'll go.
But yeah, I was on call last week, hated my life, and that's pretty much it. Now I'm here. So, anybody want to talk about anything? Anybody trying to really crack a cold
Yeah,
one?
well, since me and Kyle always go to conventions, you might have seen this. There's always people wearing shirts or hats that say "Make horror rated R again."
Yes.
Do you think, you guys, horror movies have to be rated R to be good? And can you think of any horror movies that are PG-13 off the top of your head that are good?
I mean, I think it's a controversial statement because there's a lot of horror movies that were rated R in the 1980s and 1990s that obviously by today's standards would easily be PG-13 or PG even. And those films, they're good regardless. But I understand the sentiment behind it. You know, horror movies... I think horror movies for a long time, and I thought that we were over it, but we're still seeing it with like The Curse of La Llorona, which is we're still in the ghosts and goblins phase of horror, or the haunting or the paranormal activity phase of horror.
Yeah, and a lot of those movies are PG-13. The reason I thought about this because I watched Happy Death Day 2 the other day, and that's a PG-13 movie, and I really enjoy those movies.
Mm-hmm.
The first one was PG-13
Yeah,
well?
I believe the first
Okay.
two, obviously, yeah. The first one and the second, there's only two. But yeah, I always see people wearing those shirts. They make horror rated R again,
Or
and
the hats, yeah.
and I don't necessarily think it needs to be rated R to make it good.
I don't know. I think it's also a market thing because in my experience, or at least what I've seen, the teenage market is massive for horror. And by making them PG-13, you still, I mean, obviously, parents are buying their kids GTA. They're going to take their kids to a horror movie. It's not a big deal. But in this situation, they can drop their kids off 13 years old at the movie theater, not have to escort them in. It keeps that market accessible. And it seems like to me, at least the last couple of times I've gone to horror movies in theaters, it was packed with teenagers.
I don't even think it matters about that because even when me and Kyle saw Halloween, when it first came out, how many kids were in there?
I didn't look. I don't know.
There was like a bunch of kids in there. So kids still get in there. Were you there for that or no?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
There was like I remember being there, and there was like this little kid with his dad, like sitting like 2 rows up from us, and like somebody was getting brutally stabbed on screen, and the kid was like giggling. I was like, okay, that's
yeah. Don't get me wrong by any means. I love slasher movies, and those obviously are better if they're rated R. But I remember when I was a kid and I saw like The Ring. Not a kid, I was like a teenager, and that was PG-13. And I thought that was like cool as fuck to go see that. And then I watched it a couple years and I'm like, yo, this movie sucks.
Yeah, so I know you said the whole market thing. That is the reason that they're PG-13 now, because it is just another way. Like, it doesn't need to be R to be good, but they make most of them PG-13 because, like you said, it's easier. Like in Brick, how they have the plaza, and inside the plaza is the movie theater. So Friday nights, Saturday nights, kids get dropped off at the plaza because it's a thing to do, hang out, and then they go see a movie. They don't fucking need adults. And yet, I'm sure it's like that all over the country, and it gets them a lot more revenue. Yes, I prefer them to be R because, like you said, Mark, slashers. I love slashers, and I prefer sleazy slashers. I like back in the early 80s when the, like, fucking sex scenes and murder and tits out, like it just slashers just feel better that way. I don't know. And it's not even like the, ooh, oh my God, look at the tits. Yeah. Like, your tits are stupendous. Like, it's not even that. It's that, like, I don't know. Just to me, it feels better as a movie. Like, I feel like horror's missing that now. And I don't know. That kind of sucks, honestly. That's why, like, as much as people shit on the Friday the 13th remake, I like it because it's like that.
It's a sleazy horror film.
Kind of.
That movie's great. I don't understand why people don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer R, but not just because, like, oh, with R they could add more blood and, like, I don't know. I just, like, they're able to push boundaries more with R. And
No, I understand that, but there's definitely people out there that want horror just to be rated R to say it's rated R. You know.
You know what's crazy though? Very recently, probably about 5 or 6 months ago, I sat down with a few friends who had never seen the 2009 Friday the 13th remake, and I even told them, I was like, "Yeah, guys, it's not as good as the original." Like, because I hadn't seen it in years, and I had that same type of reaction when it came out, where I was like, I was one of those people who didn't think it was that good, who was just balking at some of the things that went on, and I sat them down to watch it, and I thought after I finished it that I was like, wow, I really was way too harsh on this. That was a lot of that was fun. But the reaction of my friends is what was interesting to me. Their reaction was, oh my God, we need more horror like this these days. Oh my, that was so dude, did you see that? Like, yeah, man, have sex, gonna die. And I'm just like, I sat there and I was thinking to myself while they were watching, and I was like, in 2009, I guarantee you these are the same kids that would have been like me and really shit on this film. But because of the way the horror market is today, they're looking at that and realizing, like, yeah, maybe that's a little bit more of what we need. A little just seriously gruesome, cheesy, nice slasher horror, or anything in that type. So I just thought that was a really interesting reaction to have.
I have a question, though.
That movie was rated R, though, so...
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Did they think she had perfect nipple placement, or...
I mean, we didn't whip out the level or anything, so...
That's one of my favorite lines of all time.
Dude, everything he says at that point.
That movie, honestly, like, when I was hyped for that because I love Jason.
Yes.
And I love Friday the 13th.
Yes.
So when I saw the movie, we went on opening night, February 9th, 2009, I believe. Or February 13th, I'm sorry, 2009 is when it came out. And I was, like, so stoked to see it. And when I saw it, I'm like, I fucking love this movie. And then when I, like, go on, like, on the computer later that week or online, and people are like, this is fucking bullshit. This movie sucks. It ruins Friday the 13th. I'm like, what? Like, it's the same thing that they were doing in the 80s just now.
The shit I used to hear back in the day was mostly, like, the complaints were, like, why the fuck is he running? And that, to me, I just want to smash people's heads into walls. That's the stupidest complaint ever. Yeah. And I think that's what it was. Because people were too used to Jason just walking by then.
I don't know what it was for me, but I think Jason being the archery master...
He's got the trophy, dude.
Yeah. I mean, that bothered a lot of people too, but at the same time, like, he's a fucking guy living in a fucking...
That's what I'm saying. It's like, you look at the stupid complaints that you make, and I'm not excluding myself from this. Like, I'm saying that I'm one of those exact people. But then I look at it and I say, he's a goddamn super zombie.
Well, ain't that?
He's not even a zombie. And that he's just this dude who's been living in the woods, all deformed and stuff. Like,
he lives in the woods. He has to fucking hunt for his own food.
Yeah.
He was the archery master, dog.
That too. But like,
probably trained by Hawkeye.
Compared to something like the new Nightmare on Elm Street, I think that isn't as good.
No.
Yeah, when I first saw it, I enjoyed it. Like when I saw it in theaters, and the next time I saw it, I was like less enjoyment out of it. But it's not the worst movie. Like,
no, it's not.
People definitely get mad about like remakes because of the nostalgia. Definitely a factor.
I think that, and I think people are also very mad that they just straight up made Freddy Krueger a child molester, and that, like,
well, that's what he was supposed to be back in the day.
But they never outright said it.
But that's what he was supposed to be, and then
I know, but they never outright said it for that purpose because they didn't want people to get fucking mad.
I think the problem with that is, and this is my thoughts, and I think it's the same thing that Child's Play is going to suffer from. That when you remake, Jason, or you remake Michael Myers, they don't have to talk. Their personalities and their body movements, their personalities and their methodology and their kills. Different actors have certainly played them over the years, but they've kind of always relatively been similar with some unique differences in terms of certain body cues and body movements.
Well, that's what separated Kane Hodder from everyone else.
Right, which is why Kane Hodder came
actually
to define the role.
He brought shit to Jason, like characteristics that were well used and
But what I'm getting
like
at
actual
is
acting. Other people were just like moved and were like fucking Frankenstein.
right. So a lot of it's body acting, right? For me, what fell flat for Nightmare on Elm Street was I got so used to Freddy being Robert Englund and that personality and that portrayal of him and that stylization of him that I felt like it didn't translate well into the new film. And I think that's a danger of Chucky in Child's Play. I have a lot of faith in Mark Hamill as a voice actor and as an actor in general, but you start to wonder, like, is it going to feel the same or is it going to fall flat?
I don't think it matters much for that.
Yeah.
Because Chucky was never as much of an iconic character as Freddy.
Yeah.
Freddy was a cultural like movement. Like he was in pop culture, and Chucky never really was. Chucky never really. I mean, he was always like voiced by Brad Dourif, but he never like. I don't know. Like you never hear a line in a movie and be like, "That's something Chucky would say," but you could hear something and be like, "Yeah, that's
I'm
something."
still
Freddy
waiting
would
for
say.
Chucky versus Leprechaun.
That's retarded. Please don't. I wish they would. No. Never,
Is that a
ever.
thing?
I think people like have called for that for a while
my
just because
God.
they're both small, but like
Reddit-
Leprechaun's
Reddit's-
Leprechaun, dog.
Reddit's a wonderful place.
I don't know. I don't know if that answers your question. It
I
doesn't.
know we kind of
Yeah,
veered off the
it doesn't
path.
need to be R for me, but I prefer R just because of that.
But can you think of any PG-13 movies off the top of your head that you like that are horror?
I don't even know which one's RPG-13 or R anymore.
Yeah.
Honestly, because that kind of stuff doesn't matter to me. Either
Well,
if I
movie-
think it's good, I'm gonna go see it.
Yeah.
That, whether it's R or PG-13 doesn't affect the way I feel about it.
Yeah.
And I know people wear those kind of things, but I think it is to, I don't know. I feel like they are
Be the cool guy.
Yeah, and they think they're trying to prove a point. And if you feel like it should be R now, like I agree with you. I prefer R, but just because you can push the boundaries, that's all.
Yeah. Once you cross that R field, you're pretty well off the leash.
But at the same time, I also don't like when people just fucking go overboard with like shit.
I wonder how much Saw and Hostel kind of oversaturated the super gore aspect of them.
Well, then I don't know. It opened doors for like shit like Human Centipede. I mean, there was shit fucked up before that, but
Was Krampus R?
no,
I don't know. I never saw. I want to
There's-
see it though.
There's no fucking way Krampus.
You
is
saw
R.
it?
Yeah.
I just don't know if it was R or PG-13.
People love Krampus, and I don't see it.
I just can't remember if it was rated R or not.
I'm pretty sure it's PG-13. I don't know why it would be R. I don't even think they show like most of the kills in it, or any of them.
There's a lot of cutaways,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It has to be PG-13.
but I'm sure we're about to find out.
But I don't know. The thing is, like, you want like if you want.
Yeah, it is PG-13.
Yeah, if you wanted examples, and the thing is, it doesn't lack because it's PG-13 to me. It just, I don't get the hype behind it. Krampus as a character is cool as fuck, but I feel like that movie just didn't do it justice. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen it.
But I can't name like PG-13 horror movies off the top of my head, or R ones like recent. I don't know.
No, I just thought of it watching Happy Death Day, and those are PG-13.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed those
And
movies.
they're good, yeah.
Yeah.
But that has nothing to do with what they're rated, you know. Any last input by you?
Yeah, I'm just looking up some. There's on Collider. There's an article, PG-13 horror movies that prove you don't need an R rating to be creepy. And some of them are like Happy Death Day appears obviously on that list, but believe it or not, I did not realize that Insidious, the first one, was PG-13,
I've never watched it.
and that was
Neither
great.
have
The new film, I can't remember if Ma is going to be coming out. I don't know if that's going to be PG-13 or not. The Exorcism of Emily Rose.
I never saw that
Yeah,
either.
well, I've seen that too, but a lot of those movies are PG-13 for the fact that
Kids can go see
we
them.
can go
and
see.
they'll
Yeah.
make money.
Yeah.
They're not, because I don't think they're meant to be good movies.
There's a horror film that I like that I think a lot of people don't like, and that's Drag Me to Hell.
I haven't never finished it, and I always want to watch
I
it.
enjoyed it.
I've never seen it.
That was a PG-13 film. The Ring.
The Ring sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Spoiler alert. I'm throwing it out there now.
Well, no, yeah, it definitely does.
You like The Ring?
And
It sucks. Let you know.
recently,
That's Vintage Horror Podcast approved message.
No, it
Why?
definitely sucks, dog.
The Quiet Place,
Never seen
That
it.
movie sucks too.
Never seen it.
I don't know. When people say that movie's good, that like they're dumb.
Arachnophobia.
Never seen it.
I liked it when I was a kid, but if I watch it now, I'd probably cry.
Yeah, why? That's coming soon, folks,
They're making a new one, right?
to a podcast near you.
No, but I'm saying I
Oh,
think
okay.
they're making a remake of it or something.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Did they make a remake of that film? I'm probably gonna move to Canada.
Canada makes horror movies too. I don't know if you know that.
Oh,
They're actually-
my
a lot of
God.
them are filmed there too.
Yeah, they're
No.
very proud of their horror movies.
Vancouver.
What?
That's where a lot of movies get filmed.
Toronto?
Vancouver too. Vancouver's cheaper.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's where
Well, Toronto's
Jason takes Manhattan.
what
Yeah.
was
Vancouver?
Toronto?
Vancouver.
Oh,
Yeah.
Toronto was Black Christmas.
Throwback to
Yeah, I know.
episode 1
Yep. You right.
on our 10th anniversary episode here.
So I don't know. Most of those that you just named though, like I haven't seen, mostly because I don't like paranormal shit and they look like they suck.
Was Man's Best Friend rated R?
Yes. And that's why it's the best fucking movie there ever was. And I don't know why we all didn't give it 10. So let's go back and redo that one, actually. Let's do that tonight. Fuck Puppet Master.
Yeah, fuck.
All right.
Shove my hand up your ass.
All right.
I think we were ready to get into this,
yeah,
right?
so let's move on to the main event. Puppet Master, 1989. It was rated R. Had a runtime. See, this is rated R. Like, what? Fucking runtime of an hour and 30 minutes.
Barely.
Barely.
Burly.
And it had a 5.7 out of 10 on IMDb, which that kind of surprises me. Who was the director?
We might as well just cut this part, and we'll cut to you when we find it again.
Why? Because the
I don't
Ice
remember.
Cream Man?
I don't remember his name. That's what I'm saying.
So it was directed by David Schmuller.
there we go. So the cast isn't really that notable in it. The one person that stands out who's barely in it is like Barbara Crampton, who's like a bigger name in the horror
Yeah.
genre. That's who was in
None of the,
Reanimator, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
and she was in a couple other things.
but I'm saying none of the other cast to me, like when I watch this, I'm like, oh, this person's from that. This
Yeah.
person's from that. I wouldn't know them
yeah,
anywhere.
there were some people that were in other things like Tales from the Dark Side and shit like that. But
Yeah.
that doesn't stand out to me. And I'm sure you guys can fucking hear the fucking Ice Cream Man outside. Got to go get my
I got $9 in cash, dog.
got to go get my WWE bar. Do they still
Dude,
sell?
oh
they
my
don't-
god,
they
dude, I
don't-
love those, dude.
Yeah.
I want to get the Great White Shark Pop.
I don't know what you just
Dude,
said.
Rob,
to
you
me.
better show some respect to the WWE bars.
Yeah.
SpongeBob Pops.
Rob's never actually went to the Ice Cream Man. I think he doesn't know the good shit. I guess.
SpongeBob Pals. What the fuck is that? Well, I used to get the WWE ones.
You want
when
me to
I
go buy
lived in
you
New
guys some
And they
candy
came with
cigarettes?
they came with the little fucking card too. That was
What?
in the box.
Oh, the WWE ones.
Yeah.
WWF. Why am I saying
The
WWE?
old, the old yeah, because
Yeah, every time you go to the Ice Cream Man, they got the candy cigarettes. They got the snaps, little snap things you throw on the ground.
I don't think they're allowed to sell those anymore.
Probably not.
Well, I think they were illegal, but aren't fireworks legal here now?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. I think some
A
of it
little
is because
bit.
they sell it at like Walmart and Target.
New
and shit.
Jersey
Yeah.
got a taste of freedom.
But I'm saying like the popper things, they were illegal for a little bit. How fucking crazy is that?
I don't know.
Yeah, because we used to throw them in each other's faces.
I didn't.
Oh.
And that was just from us doing that.
They used to throw rocks at each other.
I think at one point
yeah,
when
we did throw rocks at each other. Shout out to Trav, man, just throwing rocks at everyone.
Shout out Steve Fowler.
when we were growing up, John used to throw them at his sister in the house. She'd like
Yeah.
walk down the hallway and he used to like slap on the hall and make her scream and
Yeah,
run.
he did do that.
Man, we had a great life growing up.
All right, so
So
I guess-
back to the movie.
Yeah, let's just.
Whoa.
What are we talk about? Puppet Master.
But yeah, so the cast basically.
Wait.
isn't
We didn't
notable.
watch Wishmaster?
Yeah, so we didn't actually like go through the cast because there's not many people.
Yeah, it's
in
not
it, but-
notable. The,
yeah.
the budget of the movie was they had $400,000, but they decided not to release it theatrical because this is when VHS was like, I guess, booming,
and they realized they could just make more
and they
money.
made more money that way anyway.
Yeah, just releasing it straight to video,
Yeah.
which I think that helped this movie. This movie is one of those like I don't want to say quintessential horror movies, but if you say Puppet Master to people who were around during Blockbuster days, they've at least seen the fucking cover and they
Yeah.
know of Puppet Master, even if
Yeah.
they've never actually watched it.
For sure.
And that's crazy for something that wasn't in theaters.
I honestly did not know this wasn't in theaters until we went to go do it.
Neither did I.
It shocked me.
I was only 1 year old when
And
it came out,
that's
so-
where, and believe it or not,
Yeah, same.
Blockbuster. That is my first exposure to Puppet Master, going
Yeah.
through like the horror and seeing the featured posters in the horror aisle, and it was that they had posters of Leprechaun, Wishmaster, like really the kind of the offset horror movies. Blockbuster, man.
How dare you disrespect Leprechaun like that? The first one was in
I'm
theaters.
still waiting for Leprechaun vs. Chucky.
Please don't do that. All right, so pretty much this movie opens almost like Man's Best Friend did, how it had like still shots as the credits like rolled.
Yeah, so when this started, I was like, I thought it was going to start immediately. And when it says Puppet Master, like immediately, and I'm like, sick, movie's about to start. And it's like 3 minutes of the fucking puppet faces.
Yeah, it's like just
Pissed me
shots of
off.
puppets and
I'm like, bro,
fucking.
let's go. Come on.
And it cuts to like a beach, with like a large inn.
Bodega Bay.
Yeah,
That's where the Birds is from, too.
is it?
That's the town the Birds is from.
And yeah, it's the Bodega Bay Inn, 1939.
Also, that hotel they show,
Yes.
that hotel's the size of a barrel. They carved it out of a barrel for that shot.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I literally had no idea.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a real place.
No, because if you look at it, it looks so still.
I also watched the DVD quality.
You probably,
and
you
it
probably
probably
look
looked like it looked like trash.
So they shot the film at a different hotel, and I don't remember the name of it. But yeah, the outside of the hotel is like they literally made it out of a barrel.
I thought you were about to tell us where it was, and you're gonna say, "Do you want to go?" And I was like, "Fuck, if you want." But like,
No, that place looked nice. I wanted to go.
yeah. And then it cuts to like a puppet that's looking out a window. It's an Asian-looking puppet.
Yeah, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Something with a G.
I don't know. I wouldn't even know.
Genghis Khan.
Okay, you racist piece of shit.
And it's Genghis.
It
Or is
could be
No,
Genghis.
it's Genghis. or
Genghis.
That could be it. That's
Genghis
what.
Khan.
Is that what you just said to me?
Yes, I say Genghis like a fool.
That could.
It's
have
Genghis. You
Genghis
you
Khan.
fucking racist.
That could have been the puppet's name, to be honest.
I don't think it is. But he's like looking out a window while like a record's playing, and there's a man who's like painting a puppet.
Is he painting it or just stroking the brush on it?
There was no paint on
There
that
was
brush.
that literally did not look any
But I
different.
think he's supposed to be painting it, whether it's sealing it like with lacquer or something. I don't fucking
I don't
know.
think they had that back in that year.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It came out in 1940. That stuff. It's really weird. And this was in 1939. I googled it.
Yeah.
Fuck with you.
And then it cuts to like a low profile shot of like something running up to the or like around bushes and shit and up to
Yeah.
the inn, and then there's
like,
like
panting too. Like
yes, and then there's these like
ASMR
this,
episode.
this car pulls up and these two guys get out. Did you know they were supposed to be Nazis?
Yeah, they are. You find that out later in like part 2 or 3.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So
Also, why does no one look down?
okay, so that's what I was gonna wait to talk about that, but yes,
That's what I have written
yeah,
down immediately.
well, yeah. The puppet master says like a little spell to like the puppet that he's painting,
Yeah.
fake painting, and then its fucking head starts spinning in three
Yeah,
different like
that's
it's cut into
Jester.
thirds, and it starts Jester, yes, and it starts like spinning. The puppet maker says that he'll take care of all the puppets. Like after the people get out of the fucking car, like
Yeah.
he knows that they're there.
Yeah,
He
he's
says,
like, I
"Don't
know
worry."
I know they're coming.
Yeah.
I know they're coming.
My least favorite part of this movie, I think, and it really takes me out of the movie, the whole movie, is this was definitely filmed and then dubbed over.
What do you mean, him talking?
Most of the people talking in this.
Really?
Did you guys not notice that?
No,
That might be your quality, man. My quality looked fine.
You sure the syncing wasn't off on your?
No,
quality?
because it's not the same. It does like everything matches up, but people are like so loud when they're far away from the camera.
maybe the sound stage was like all messed up, so they had to go. rewrite and dub
Motherfucker,
their
I
lines.
guarantee you Google that shit right now and it'll tell you this was fucking dubbed over. It's one of those movies where they film it and then dub over it. I guarantee
I'll
it.
probably have to rewatch it.
Fucking piss me off. Anyway. So then this low profile shot of something running around the fucking lobby. This is where I'm like, literally it's a lobby full of people.
Look down.
This thing's not even trying to hide. It is out in the open.
I wouldn't even mean to look down and I would see it. It's in your fucking
That's what I'm
peripheral.
saying, yeah.
Does nobody fucking have peripheral views in 1939? Did that not exist yet?
No, we're looking
Kind of
up.
like how the color blue wasn't visible until somebody fucking wrote about it.
You better show some respect. Everyone's looking at the flag.
Did you not
This is
know
America.
that? You didn't know that? The color blue, if you look at all ancient writing, they never use the color blue when talking about the sky or like the water.
What
or
do they
anything.
call it?
They would refer to it to some other color, like almost like a gray.
Weird.
Yeah. for a while, Google that shit too. Color blue did not exist. People couldn't see it. Why are you looking at me crazy?
What colors don't exist right now?
I don't fucking know because I've never seen them.
So
Roy G. Biv, my guy.
back to the movie. So this
I think I
motherfucker
need to go on sabbatical.
Yeah.
sabbatical. So the puppet's running through the fucking lobby.
Lobby.
Doesn't go on the piano too.
Yeah, it steps on the piano and nobody looks over.
Nope.
What the fuck?
And
is
it's not
that?
even like a tiny like doop. It's like doo-doo-doo-doo. Like,
Yeah.
he runs the whole scale of the piano down,
Yeah.
and nobody does anything.
Cuts to the puppet master guy who opens up like a secret panel in his fucking wall and starts sticking the puppets in them or in it.
He's starting to put the stuff in the box.
Yeah, in like a box, and then
And then it cuts back to the you finally see the puppet, and it's getting on the elevator,
yeah, but
and the woman sees him.
I honestly laughed
that's
at
when
this.
it gets off the.
Oh, well, yeah, but
Elevator.
you get yeah.
But he opens up the wall at that when he's putting stuff in
No,
the
yeah,
box.
yeah,
They
but I'm
show
saying-
him
but-
opening
but
up
he
the
doesn't
wall.
put the box in yet.
Oh yeah. So, but he gets off the elevator and like this woman finally fucking looks down. The first person to look down after he's been running around for 18 minutes in this fucking hotel, and she like screams. I mean, I was gonna say why, I don't know, but I guess then again,
I just
fucking-
like how the puppet looks back and was like, ah, like
Yeah,
screams,
yeah.
screams
I did
back
like that,
at her.
yeah.
That was
Yeah.
my Critters moment for this.
Yeah, I did like that too. And then the fucking it's Blade. That's the name of the puppet. And he
Yes.
like knocks on the fucking door with his little hook hand.
Thought it was Johnny Depp.
Fucking Captain Hook over there.
Definitely looks like a Johnny Depp character.
And that's when like the puppet master lets him in. And he's like, "Don't worry,
I hide you. Don't worry.
he's just trying to comfort all these puppets, man. They're his best friends."
that was
And
really good.
He puts him in the wall, puts them in the wall, and then fucking grabs a gun.
Yeah, and then you see the two guys finally reach the room, and they're knocking at the door.
Herr Toulon, Herr Doctor,
Yeah,
we are not Nazis. We are not dangerous. Open the door.
With their guns drawn.
Yeah.
They're fucking lying to him.
In black trench coats at Bodega Bay.
and then they say fuck it, and they just kick the door in. And as they kick it in, the guy shoots himself in the head or
Yeah,
mouth.
He like has it. The gun
Pretty
in his
good,
mouth.
pretty good shot and effect though.
For sure.
Yeah.
I thought it was good too.
Yeah.
For like
For 1939, that's crazy. Wasn't this filmed in 1939?
Well, that's what it said, so I have to believe it.
Yes.
Yeah, not overly well done. Just enough blood.
No,
had-
I honestly think it was perfect.
It had to have
splatter
been
effect.
real because those effects didn't come out till 1940. So
Yeah.
That. Then it cuts to Yale University present day, and it shows a guy whose name is Alex. He's like sleeping and he's dreaming a little bit, and then his like stomach starts bleeding. So he
Yeah.
like lifts up his shirt and there's fucking slugs on his stomach, and he wakes up all like distraught. Looks very stressed out.
His hair's the fucking worst.
I think he's just the worst.
That guy sucks dick. Not in a good way.
You're not allowed to go to Chick-fil-A ever again.
Why? That's the shit that they believe there.
What?
They don't like guys sucking dick
No,
at Chick-fil-A.
like no. I'm talking about like he's a loser. That guy.
Oh, so now only losers suck dick?
No, like he doesn't like. No, you don't understand.
We got you on candid camera now.
Like we call someone stupid. Like
No, I get
you
it.
know, that guy's an idiot.
Yeah,
He's terrible.
I got it. So, yeah, there's like a couple who's seeing a fortune teller. The girl in the couple, this is Barbara Crampton, if you didn't fucking know. And the fortune teller is Dana, correct?
Yeah, the white witch.
The white witch,
the
they
white
call her.
bitch.
And like I love how she's talking to the people and like giving them like telling their fortunes, and then the girl's like, no, that's not right. Like Barbara Crampton's like, no, that's not right, and she's like, oh no, yeah, he's gonna do this.
It's his grandma
It's
that's
his-
gonna die.
Your grandma's gonna die.
die.
So my grandma's already dead. That's so sad because it's his grandma.
Dun dun
It's like,
dun.
oh my god, I am so sorry.
Sorry.
Fucking stupid bitch. And then I just love how she just keeps changing the story for them though. It's fucking hysterical.
Yeah, she's great.
But then Dana starts to have like a real episode where she sees a vision, but I don't remember what vision she sees.
I think she sees herself like she starts holding her throat like she's being choked.
Yes. But they actually show a vision that she's seeing or no?
I just think she just sees like hands around a neck and that's it.
Oh no. She sees a woman crawling who I think is supposed to be herself, and then like the blade of like knife going across her neck.
Right. And then she like
Yeah.
and then she holds her throat. She's like, oh.
Yeah. And then it cuts to fucking Dr. Frank or whatever. or Frank. Was he
Frank
the
and
doctor?
Carissa. I don't remember. Yeah.
He's supposed to be. I don't know if he's actually.
I don't know
a
what the
doctor.
fuck is going on in this scene. It's the most confusing thing ever.
Yeah, they're like doing a study on.
I don't know.
On a random patient, I guess.
I think it's just weird because like the way it's set up is at first when I first watched the scene I was like, oh, the girl being studied, that's definitely one of our main characters, and then like you realize in a minute like that's nobody.
Yeah, she's literally not even in the rest of the movie. It's the people watching the fucking patient or the main characters.
Yeah, so basically they're watching this girl and the guy, she's laying on a bed, and I guess she has something to her on her head, like
Electrodes or something?
Yeah, electrodes. And the guy's like, think about your best sexual fantasy or something.
Uh-huh.
And then I guess the other lady that's sitting next to Frank Carissa
Yeah.
is supposed to, like, I guess, know what happened to people or something.
Only if she touches them, though.
Yeah, that's what I understand. He's like, oh, are you picking any of this up? Something about a horse or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
You get the horse?
He's like,
and Chris is like looking at him like, what the fuck are you talking
and
about?
then she's obvious. I like the part where he's like, this girl has a very vivid imagination. She like looks at him like, motherfucker.
I literally didn't know what to write for that. I almost wrote no idea what's going on.
But then Alex calls them and asks why everyone is having visions, right? I think he asks that.
Yes.
The doctor, Frank, I think, yeah, because only Frank talks to him. So Frank asks.
Also,
like,
they're in New York, those people.
Yeah.
Because it says New York City.
Yes. And it's like a voiceover of Frank saying that Alex should come with them to the Puppet Master's hiding place at Bodega Bay Inn, and they need all their collective powers there.
Yeah.
So that's where you kind of realize, like, okay, something's going on. Like, they have powers. Psychic? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I literally don't know.
I don't even know. I watched this movie and I don't know what's going on. They have, like, psychic kind of abilities. I don't even want to call them powers because they can't attack people with them. So
yeah, so the only one that I thought was interesting was Carissa, because you don't see, so specifically psychometry, that power we don't see too much of, like, specifically called out these days in films.
Like seeing things or knowing
it's the idea of being able to experience like the emotional history behind an object.
Yes.
So psychometry isn't too much used in film. So I thought that was kind of cool. But other than that, like, these are all pretty much carnival psychics.
But not exactly carnival psychics, because they actually do experience shit. They're not bullshitting. I mean, Dana was bullshitting them, but that's only because, like, she only has visions sometimes when it matters. And I think it's mostly about herself too.
I'm just a little mad that they didn't invite John Edwards.
Is he even alive anymore? Is he still on TV?
He's beyond now.
I hate you.
I don't even know who John Edwards is.
The fucking guy who got caught, like, lying about shit.
He'd walk around in the room and be like, I'm getting an M, an M,
Oh,
an
that
M,
guy?
an M.
That guy?
Yeah,
That's his name?
Mark. Someone.
I didn't even know that was
Someone
his
died.
name.
Yeah, he like knew shit ahead of time, and like I think, why did he get banned from TV? Like people,
Because somebody exposed him, like,
being homophobic.
I think somebody set him up, and then just like exposed him for like how he did the whole process.
Well, everyone knows that shit's bullshit.
But even South Park did an episode on him, right?
Yeah.
Everybody attacked him at one point.
Yes.
He should have been the puppet master.
So then they all get to Bodega Bay, and the crew, who's
The crew?
yeah, the crew. That's who they are. They're,
Oh my
they're
God.
the Psychic Five. They call them.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah,
I'm
the Psychic Five. Except there's only 4 of them. They're asking where the fuck Neil is because he's the 5th member of the band.
Pretty sure he's the Dark
Bro,
Phoenix.
where's Neil?
Definitely he's the Dark
Gallagher,
Phoenix.
Neil Gallagher, because they referred to him as Neil or Gallagher throughout the fucking movie, and it was really throwing me off at first. I'm like, who are they here to see? Can somebody please answer that? But they are brought to like a casket that Neil's in, and they say like, yeah, he shot himself, even though there's no signs of it. And usually you don't have an open casket for somebody who fucking shoots himself.
Yeah, and they're all confused because like they show up thinking
Where
they're
did he
gonna
shoot
find him.
himself?
That's
In his pee hole?
No, I think I think he did like the Puppet Master stuck in his mouth. Kind of
But
thing.
like it's like when they show up there, they're introduced to Megan, his wife.
Yes. Well,
And
it is
they're-
his wife.
Yeah, but they're all really
Estranged wife now.
They're all really confused because they're like, Neil would, like, they know this guy. It's very clear that they have a history with him, and to them, very much, the idea of him being married is very, very, very strange, and they feel like they would have known about this. So right off the bat, the circumstances are like way off, and even Megan says, she's like, he didn't leave a will. he only left instructions to say don't touch his body until you guys show
Well,
up.
don't bury him.
Or don't bury him until you guys
everyone
show up.
arrived.
Yeah.
So then I think Megan kind of says, like, yeah, I'll bring you all to your rooms. But literally only Alex goes with her, and fucking Carissa, Frank, and Dana stay behind looking at the fucking
Well,
body.
yeah, they say, can we have a moment with the body?
And she's like, oh, yeah, of course. Oh, Teresa's there, too, and Teresa walks away.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid bitch Teresa is.
And then Dana's like, we got to see if he's real dead.
And she she, like, stabs him with, like, some
The
pin.
sewing needle.
Yeah, is that what it is? It was like a hairpin thing,
Yeah.
I thought. And
She stabbed him real good, too.
yeah, and then she says, that is a doornail. Like, bitch, yeah, he's laying in a fucking casket. Was he a trickster in real life? I thought he was just a dildo to people.
I just thought it was going to be funny if it
Imagine he
still alive.
screamed.
Yeah.
Ow, what the fuck?
Dana.
So then Dana's starting to do, like, she's in her room and she's doing, like, a fucking cleansing kind of shit,
Yeah, I don't
burning,
know.
like, sage or something like that.
Broccoli or something.
Yeah, I forget what it looked like a feather. She was
Yeah,
burning.
I know. That's what I thought it was.
broccoli.
And then Teresa's like, what are you doing? She's like, something, I don't know, don't go near the fire. She keeps saying, don't go near the fire. And Teresa's like scared.
Don't
as
go near the
fuck.
fireplace.
Yeah, she's scared
Yeah,
as fuck.
she's like, you're in danger. I'm cleansing your inner soul. And I'm like, okay, this is the White Witch.
So Teresa gets all scared and she walks out of the room. But then as soon as she, like, closes the door, she fucking starts peeking through the
Yeah.
keyhole.
Fucking weirdo.
Yeah. That's why I'm glad they changed locks. Because those kind of keyholes are fucking terrible.
Yeah. And then
People peeking on you.
Then I see Dana pull out a fucking fake dog.
Well, it's not a fake dog. It's
Well,
a
it was-
fucking taxidermy
Yeah, it
dog.
was real at one point, and it's,
Leroy.
Shout out to Caroline who does taxidermy.
yeah. So this lady's looking through the peephole, trying to look like Aaron Andrews. She got that money.
And then I guess, like, Dana kind of senses that somebody's watching her, or figures it out. So I do like the camera effect here, though, because when she's looking through the peephole, there's, like, black around the outside of the screen, and then it kind of is, like, the black goes away to kind of focus, like, or not look as awkward. And then when Dana realizes and that someone's watching her, and Teresa starts to step away, like, the black comes back around
Yeah.
this whole. But she opens up the door and fucking Teresa, like, runs away. Like, I don't understand, like, what the fuck she's
Obviously,
doing.
she knew she was there.
Yeah.
She cause she was like smirking too.
She was getting
Dana.
real horny.
Yeah,
She needed to leave.
but then Alex has a vision of Megan.
He's like rubbing a picture he picked up
Yes.
in his room.
Yes, but I don't remember what the picture was of. It was like a bunch of people, wasn't
I
it?
think
Or it's a building.
It was either the building or the dining room or something.
I think it was a building, or it could have been a dining room. You might be right, actually.
I feel
But
like
he has a vision of Megan and, like, Neil dancing, except Neil has a mask over his face, and then he takes off his head and says, "You can't save her, Alex," and then, like, pulls out a gun and I think shoots, but they don't show anything. It cuts to him waking up, maybe.
yeah,
Well,
no,
he comes out of his vision,
Yeah.
and, like, his hands, like, fucking crumpled up, fucking squishing the goddamn picture.
He's the strong guy.
He's like, yeah,
Fucking worst hair. Fucking idiot fuck. And then
strength.
and then after that, it cuts to Carissa, Frank, and Teresa in the elevator.
Yes.
And then Chris is like going crazy, having these horny ass dreams,
Yeah, she's like fucking.
rubbing her ass shit.
Yeah, she's having like fucking orgasms, pretty much.
Yeah.
And saying like she sees visions of like Neil raping somebody, but it's not his wife.
Yeah.
And then Teresa's like, "Don't tell his wife that, please. You'll upset her. She's been having a rough week."
Yeah. Her husband killed himself.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. Then Chris and Frank are like in the room, and Chris is trying to fucking make sex with Frank on the bed and saying like, "Yeah, all these famous people."
Yeah, I don't
had
remember
sex
who people
right here."
were.
I don't remember either.
Oh my god, I don't remember the two names. Clark Gable
Yes.
and someone.
Yeah.
Somebody Lamont.
And she's
Yeah.
like trying to fucking make sex with Frank and like try to like feed off of that fucking energy. And Frank's
Yeah.
like, "Not now." Like,
And then
need to be
I think he says he has to
professional.
get ready, right? Is this
Yeah.
the point where he's trying to get ready?
yeah, because I think
Well, yeah. Wait, right?
Yeah, 'cause
yeah,
they got dinner later that night.
The dinner they have to go to.
Oh yeah. So then, but then it goes to like a shot of Neil's body in the casket, and as it starts to zoom in, you see like these fucking hands come up out of the casket, and then fucking Pinhead puppet comes out and like jumps out of the casket.
Not to be confused with Pinhead from Hellraiser.
Correct.
That is correct.
And then everyone's like at dinner, and Megan asks who she says, or sorry, she doesn't ask anything. She tells them how she owns a hotel now because her parents left it to her after they died, and how Neil oversaw all the construction that had been going on. After they got married, he like wanted to oversee all the construction.
He wanted to renovate it when they got married.
Yeah, and he like became obsessed with it, and he would often just spend his whole day in the construction zones.
Yeah. And then Dana goes and starts just like talking mad shit to Megan, saying how Neil was like a scumbag and only married her for her money.
Yeah, and that
He doesn't really care about anything. And
Honestly,
he was a despicable, greedy bastard.
yeah.
I like Dana.
What? Because you think she's good looking?
Yeah, I don't understand.
I don't know. She's not a bad looking girl, and she's not afraid to tell people about themselves.
I love how like she gets Megan all upset, and then when Megan leaves, she's like, "Did I say something?"
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like just her attitude in this film, like I like her character a lot.
But I also like how like Frank and Carissa like don't act like she didn't even fucking do anything. Like the whole time, Alex is kind of like, "That's enough. That's enough."
But you know what I like about
those
her?
two are just like,
He's just eating the shrimp.
yeah,
I love when Alex is like, "Please excuse her," and like she says something, and then she finally pisses. She's like, "Oh, you prissy ass Yale," like just starts talking like she just starts attacking Alex for being this prim and proper Yale guy.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Get off your high horse!" Like just goes after him. I literally think that is probably one of my favorite scenes in the movie. I think she's just really funny here.
yeah. She's a C word. I don't want to say it.
She's
Though.
the White Witch. I'm waiting for her to go back to Narnia.
And then it cuts to Alex like chasing her out the fucking door.
Yeah.
Because he's horny as hell.
Yeah. And he explains to her like how they all have powers and how they're looking for these puppets that were made by an alchemist. Like they just start throwing like all this shit in here. I'm like,
Dude,
bro,
I don't even know,
I don't
man.
even know
We're looking
what
for the
to-
Infinity Puppets.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck to keep track of at this point. She's like, well, we all have these powers, and like she has this one, he has this one, and there was an alchemist who brought puppets to life. If,
We were
if I
searching
was
for
Megan, I'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, you guys got to go.
Like you gotta
That's
go,
it.
get the fuck out.
Can somebody page Doctor Strange, like, please?
And then they show like I guess after like everything, Teresa's by like the fire and she hears like a notes played on the piano. So she like goes to investigate, doesn't see anything, goes back to the fire and hears some more notes, but it's not just like notes, like it's a couple notes and it's like a whole fucking song gets played. And then she like gets up, looks, and she doesn't see anything again. She goes back to the fire and now the fire poker that she just had is missing. And fucking Pinhead fucking with the big ass hands like fucking smacks her with the fucking fire poker, presumably killing her.
Cutaway.
Yeah,
Little cutaway with a little splatter on the.
it's not really a cutaway. You see her get like hit,
Yeah.
kind of, and then the blood splatter. Yeah,
It's like the weakest hit I've ever seen. It's almost like somebody was like,
it's a
tap-
fucking puppet, dog.
But like, so it's like she literally was like, it was like
It had real
tap-
fingers.
It was tap on her head, and then it
real
was blood
fingers?
splatter on the fireplace.
What?
Had real fingers. Is that what you said?
Sometimes in the scenes it has
Dude, I
real
know-
hands.
Okay, yeah. So we'll talk about that because
Yeah.
I love that part.
So then after Teresa gets CTE, it cuts to Megan and then she walks into a room, I guess, and sees Neil sitting in a chair.
Yeah,
And she's like, ah, and then she falls over.
That's exactly the sound she
yeah.
makes.
Somebody put Neil's body, sat up in a fucking chair,
Yeah.
and they have no idea who did it.
We'll never know who did it.
I honestly still don't even know if do we know who did it.
No.
like still to this day.
Neil-
Finish the movie and I don't know who did it.
He's such a prankster.
It's like Clue, except there's no answer. Clue had like 8 fucking different endings. This one had 0. The crew, what did they call the? What did I call them? The Psychic Five.
The Psychic Five. Yeah.
They said they're gonna start looking around like the next day though, after they fucking find Neil in the chair, so they can start finding these mother sucking puppets.
Yeah. But then Megan wakes up and of course Alex is there. And she's
Yeah.
like, was that real or is that a dream? Nah, bitch, that's your dead husband somehow sitting up in that chair.
Yeah, Alex is like, I think that Teresa moved the body. Has anybody seen Teresa?
She's got her ass beat. Literally just got CTE.
Yeah,
She's out for the
Have you
year.
ever seen Teresa? That fucking prankster. Megan asks like, why would they like, or why would he come here? And then Alex kind of says to make sure that his dreams didn't come true.
Yeah.
Which the only dream that they showed of that he was having was the
Fucking
slug.
leeches.
Yeah, or leeches. Yeah. So what the fuck does like? Don't go in a fucking swamp, dildo. Like,
Yeah,
what do you
right?
mean? Like, what the fuck? That makes no sense.
And then it cuts to Carissa.
Who's taking a bath.
Yeah.
And this is where she's like practically like fucking orgasming in the like bath, talking
Yeah.
about whoever was in the fucking bath before. 2 women were in the bath.
Yeah,
is that what
2
she
women
said?
were in there. They World War II. They spent the whole week in here on their leave.
Yeah. And then Frank's like, I have to get ready for the experiment. And he like is walking around like the fucking hotel room. And then Chris is trying to talk to him. but he stops answering.
This is the weirdest fucking thing ever.
Yeah, I don't understand. So then he like, I don't know. She gets up out of the bath she's like all scared looking for him, and he pops out of fucking nowhere, pantyhose on his head.
Like what the fuck is that?
I don't know. I think he's horny.
I don't know. Like, why would you put pantyhose on your head?
I don't know.
You don't look any different.
He said he was getting ready, but
you
for
don't-
what? There's 3 of you in the hotel.
Yeah.
Dana starts like putting protection spells or something. You doing protection spells on some of the doors. I don't know if that was her door that they showed her doing it to.
I think it was Alex's door.
No, because Alex goes
Back.
to
No,
his door.
it was Dana because it was 203.
So it was her own door.
It was her own door.
Yeah, I believe so. It was her own
And then
door.
they just show that real quick, and then Frank's says he's trying to do a sexual experiment with Carissa, and she like ties him to his hands to the bed.
So she's trying to make sex.
Yes, and then
Okay.
yeah, and then Alex, I guess, walks over to his door and finds like a candle. Is that what that is? It's like a candle in the shape of a person.
I don't know what anything is anymore.
Yeah, but then at this point too, there's a puppet. I don't remember which one by Alex. You can because the camera's following Alex on the ground.
Is it this point?
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
Oh, once he goes inside. Well, once he goes.
No. When he's like walked away from what's her name, and it cuts like to Frank and what's her name making sex. Then it goes back to Alex real quick, and there's definitely a puppet in the vicinity where he definitely could see it if he just looked and open his eyes.
I thought that was inside the room. There was one. I didn't know it.
There's definitely one outside, I believe.
I think after that, because okay, so he goes inside, and he like lights the candle, and as he's like getting a drink, that's when you see like a puppet, like a low profile shot of a puppet like running around, and somebody knocks at the door. So I think there might have been a puppet outside the door.
Yeah, I feel like
But there was one trapped in his room, because then when he opens up the door to like look who's outside, the puppet runs out like and is around his fucking feet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
too,
at this point. And I thought like it was gonna do something to him, but it doesn't. The puppet just like runs. We find out it's Blade,
Yeah.
the one with the like hook hand and the fucking knife hand.
Yeah. And then it goes to Dana like hanging out with the fucking dog.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I don't know what she's doing with this dead dog.
I don't know either.
People are weird.
This whole movie's weird. Dude, I don't understand.
And then you see Blade push the chair in front of Dana's room, right?
Yeah, he's like trying to find Carissa and Frank, but he pulls it up in front of Dana's room and looks through the key.
Yeah, he's probably like, what the
keyhole.
fuck's this
And that's where he
weird
sees,
bitch doing with this dog?
Yeah, Dana's like talking to a fucking taxidermy dog. And then he like they cut to Carissa.
But no, then he moves it to Carissa and them too. And then the door opens.
Oh yes, you're right. So he moves the chair next door and he's just watching Carissa like on top of Frank fucking him like real good.
But he has a blanket between them.
Is there?
Yeah. There's something definitely between them you can see. It's not real.
I didn't even notice, honestly. But they're supposed to be like banging. And he's like blindfolded, so he can't see what's in this sexual experiment. So he can't see what's going on. And the door like opens, and Carissa notices. So she's like, Frank, I think that there's someone in the room.
Yeah, you see Tunler come in.
Who?
Tunler.
Drillhead?
Oh, is that his name?
His name is Tunler. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I only knew 2 of their names. The
Yeah.
puppets. She actually sees that?
She doesn't see it, but we see it.
Yeah, but we see it. Okay, yeah.
Because no one can see puppets in
Yeah.
this movie.
Yeah, apparently they're like invisible. But she's like, I think there's someone in the room. So he's like, untie me. But instead of untying him, she just starts looking under the fucking
Hold on,
bed.
let me investigate real quick.
I hate when people investigate. So then she looks under the bed, and as she's fucking looking, the fucking guy starts up his drill on his head and just runs straight at her face, and she doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
She takes a fucking drill to the face and dies.
You know, I guess she got screwed.
I fucking
you,
hate
Rob.
you. I literally
Get the
hate
fuck
you.
out of here with that shit.
Please get the fuck out of your own house, please.
And then Frank's like, Carissa, I don't hear you. What's going on? Carissa? And then he's like, oh, hey, you're back. And then it cuts to Leech Woman, the puppet, like
Sucking on his nipple.
not even sucking, just his mouth over the nipple.
Yeah,
like
He's like, oh yeah. How the fuck doesn't he feel the difference between a human body
and a
a
puppet.
6-ounce puppet? The fuck is wrong with this guy?
Dude, he's blindfolded.
not only that, but she making some good noises
It's
too.
a-
Like she's enjoying. She's like. I'm like,
It's a fucking experiment, dog. Get used to it.
Wow,
you don't
Chris-
know what's happening.
I don't know.
I've gone to the astral plane.
He might have took fucking LSD.
Yeah. And then, so fucking leech woman, is that her name?
Yeah, leech woman.
She fucking spits leeches out of her mouth. Spoiler alert. I don't know if you guys got that one yet, but spits like leeches out onto him. And it starts like fucking, it attaches to him and like, I guess starts like
Humping him, it looks
or
like.
like I don't know, like eating away. It's like his like flesh or I don't know. And then he's like and then he fucking like tries to rock himself, and the blindfold kind of comes off, and then he sees leech woman fucking spitting out another one. He starts freaking out. But by the time like he's done, there's a bunch of fucking.
Doesn't she put one on his dick?
There's like 3 or 4 leeches on him
Because it cuts away. It cuts away at one point because Alex can't sleep because he's a stupid bitch, and then it goes back to Frank, and he's like getting more.
Because while they were like having sex, they show like Alex trying to
like,
sleep, and
you're gonna wear it out, man.
but yeah, at this point they think when he's screaming, they still think that like
he's like
that Carissa and Frank are still having sex.
Doesn't even Dana say at one point like she's in her room? I think it might be in the next. Is it the next scene? She's like in her room, and Dana even says, "I'll never get used to them." Like she's experienced.
No,
this
that was
before.
earlier, I think.
Oh, earlier, yeah.
when they were like banging.
Yeah, so it is very.
Or maybe it is at this part.
Yeah, I think it was around this time. Like, but yeah.
But yeah, the fucking leeches pretty much like eat him and kill him.
Make
And he gives
sex
like
get
one
dead.
final big scream.
Yeah.
And Alex, who couldn't fucking like sleep, bumps into Dana in the fucking hall.
Yeah, and she's like,
Why the okay?
and then she has a dog in her hand too.
Yes. And she like asks him to come into her room and maybe they can make some sex.
Well, she's, you want a nightcap?
What?
No, I'm good, dog.
But what is the terminology she uses?
I don't know, but I know she says, "Do you want to come to my room for a nightcap?"
And she's pretty much saying like, do they?
Yeah, you want a one nighter?
Yeah,
one night stand?
like they could make sex.
Yeah.
And he's like, no,
It's our turn, baby.
not a good idea. So then like
Rejected.
Alex goes to his own room and Dana goes into her room where Neil's body's like sat in a fucking chair.
And she doesn't even look surprised. She's like,
She's
"Oh,
like, I ain't falling for your shit.
I know
Neil."
you're
Yeah.
alive, Neil, you stupid bitch.
She's like, what do you think? I'm fucking stupid. So then she starts
And the
doing-
lights are off too.
in her
When she
room.
when she gets in her room, the lights are off. Then he turns it on. And like,
Yeah.
I'm not even going to go down the explanation route on this one. How they got the body in there?
Yeah, I don't know. I
it's
still don't understand.
Teresa. She's got CTE. She doesn't know what she's doing.
she's drunk.
So Dana does like another little spell to put the dead to rest, saying like, finally, fucking
Yeah, she's
Neil.
like shaking the shit in the air, like
Yeah,
fucking whatever they shake at church. What's that bullshit they shake at church, Rob? You know what I'm talking about. The smoke comes out of
that's a
it.
Catholicism.
I'm not
thing.
Catholic.
Yeah.
Bitch, I know you'd be at the Catholic church for the $30. You better show some respect.
What does that mean?
You don't ever seen that motherfucker with the thing? He be swinging it like hell yeah.
What
You
does
mean
that have
the
to do with
incense?
$30 at a church? The fuck are you
He gets
talking
paid to
about?
go to church.
Mark's never been to church.
Yes, I have. I went to CCD. But you never seen the motherfucker? He got the thing.
I know
He's
what
like,
you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeet.
I know what you're talking about.
Dude, I'm telling you, they do
Pastor Mark. That's what we're gonna start calling. him.
But
Pastor
fucking
Mark.
Pinhead, the puppet, like comes up, like runs up to her and like pulls her legs out from under her.
it. Yeah, he gives her the fucking torn ACL.
Yeah, like dude, does he stick his fingers into her?
I think so.
Because when they cut back to her, like
She's bloody as fuck.
yeah, her fucking legs are bloody. And then he starts like choking her from behind though after he pulls her legs out from under her. And this is the part that I love. They use someone's like real hands and they're just behind her like reaching.
But they do that a
around.
lot in the beginning too.
But I'm saying like this is the part where I fucking love it because you could tell it's just a guy or somebody behind her like reaching up and fucking choking her with their actual hands, and it's so cheesy but so good.
Yeah. And then this is like the my favorite thing ever, when she just throws his fucking ass.
Dude, he is the worst puppet. Like he's big for nothing because he gets his ass tossed every 4 seconds.
He gets his ass beat all the time.
He does. For a puppet who's supposed to be badass, he gets his ass beat.
And then she starts crawling down the hallway and gets into the elevator, and then Pinhead comes behind her.
No, not even. She doesn't even get to the elevator yet.
Yeah, because he runs up to her.
He
and
runs
starts
up to her in the hall and starts
punching
punching her in the mouth.
Yeah, that's when she gets into the elevator. She
Yeah,
gets
but then she
gets into the
but you
elevator.
got to remember, she
No,
hurls.
no.
He gets thrown against the wall, and then she's crawling. And then he
He
wakes
gets up, yeah.
He's like, "Bitch gave me CTE." He starts coming down the hallway, and he starts punching
he runs
her
up
in the
and
face.
punches her in the face. Yeah,
No,
and then he
no, yeah, I know
throws her,
that.
and then he
and then
throws
she-
her down a.
she throws him down like a stairwell, and then she goes in the elevator, and then when she gets to the bottom, the doors open and he's there, and that's when he punches her in the face again.
I thought she got punched there up top, threw him, then she hit the fucking thing, went down, then got punched again.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, but when she threw him, he like went over the banister. And you just heard him go. "Rah!" He hits the ground, and I'm like, dude, this guy sucks.
Yeah. Well, okay. So when she's going to get into the elevator, though, she sees Blade like start to like down
Yeah,
the
that's
hall.
when
Oh
Blade
yeah,
does-
now I remember
and,
now.
and he starts to run at her. Yes.
Yeah.
So then when she gets away in the elevator, it gets to the first floor, and fucking that's when Pinhead like comes in and starts like punching her in the face again. She throws Pinhead for what, the fourth time?
Third time,
Literally
now.
3 times.
Yeah.
Smacks his head, gives him CTE some
And
more.
then Blade pops through like the ceiling, that little escape hatch
Yeah.
in the elevator, and like comes down.
When his eyes like light up like that or come out, what the fuck does that mean? Does anyone know?
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking
Like
about? When
he
he's got,
focuses, I
he's
guess?
got like the Christmas
Yeah.
lights come out.
I think it's just when he's excited.
Well, the thing is, he had it in the beginning of the movie, and then when he got put into the closet, it's like he went into like shutdown mode, and they retracted.
But sometimes when he's in the movie, like wandering around, you see it normal, and then when he's about to do something, I guess kill that lady, they pop out.
I think
Yeah.
it's just when he's excited.
I don't know.
He gets hyped and his eyes pop out.
I don't know if they ever explained that in other ones either, because I think he's one of the only puppets to be in every single one.
Probably.
It's like him and 2 others.
He's
are
pretty
in every
iconic.
single one, I think.
him and
He's the leader,
and the
that's
drill.
Yeah, Tunneler, Pinhead, yeah.
Tunneler, yeah.
But yes, where the fuck were we? Oh, yeah. So when he pops down from the ceiling, he cuts that bitch's throat.
Yeah,
Real quick.
and then it like,
Oh, I thought you had something to say real quick.
and then you
No.
see like Jester just sitting on like something and his head spinning.
Yes.
he's freaking out. He's like, "Whoa, we're killing them all tonight."
Yeah, right.
Then it cuts to Megan, who wakes up Alex and says she has something to show him. So she brings him like upstairs to this fucking like construction area, and then they go through a door that opens up to the white ballroom that
Yeah, Alex thought he was about to get fucked. He's like,
saw
oh
earlier.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was waiting for this moment since I walked in here, girl.
And then Megan starts dancing with fucking Neil again, who's masked, and again takes off his mask and says like, "You can't save her, Alex." But then Alex wakes up. Then Alex like fucking pulls back the blankets and he sees the heads of fucking Frank, Carissa, and Dana in his bed, fucking Godfather style. Right? That's what that's from,
I never seen The Godfather.
or Godfather 2?
Never seen The Godfather 2.
Me neither.
But yeah,
It's
then
one
he
of those.
wakes up again,
Yeah.
and
Which,
then
by the second time I was already like, yeah, I'm done. I'm over this.
this is fucking Nightmare on Elm Street all over again.
Yeah, it's so I hate that part of that.
that part's
one.
good.
The
It's in
fuck are
3D,
you-
man.
Are we talking about with the restaurant?
Yeah, isn't that in 3D? But not in the Blu-ray copy, the DVD one.
That's not from Freddy's Dead.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. That's from like 4 or 5.
What?
Pause.
There's no pause in this. I'm telling you. I'll keep talking, but you fucking tell me. I guarantee you.
Here we go. This is why he's the host.
Oh yeah, so then it shows like Megan again knocking on fucking Alex's door and again says she has something to show him and again brings him upstairs to this construction area. But then instead they walk through a door and there's like more construction shit going on instead of the ballroom because this is real life now. And she reads the Puppet Master's diary that she found. Alex sees like a vision of Neil that like he like sticks a gun to his own face and then he like points it at Alex and shoots him. He's like, "Gotcha," or something clever that he fucking says. Alex and Megan run downstairs and then they find the dead bodies of Frank, Dana, and Carissa. They're
Posed for dinner.
posed, yeah, around the fucking dinner table, I guess in the dining room area, whatever the fuck that is. And Megan wants to like leave, so she goes to turn and then Neil's fucking there. But not dead this time. He's
Yeah.
alive.
It's like, hello, I'm
Yeah.
back.
And he like stops them and you can see all like the puppets sitting around watching. Did you get an answer to that yet? I know it's not in Freddy's Dead.
You're right. It's not.
I know. What is it in? 4 or 5?
I don't know. People have it on 4 and 5. It's weird, but I don't know. I don't know why, because isn't something on that Freddy's Dead on the Blu-ray not 3D or something, or only parts of it?
Yeah, the end of it. It's not. It's supposed to be, but on the Blu-ray,
That's what it's gonna be confused
The collection
about.
they didn't put it in.
I don't know why that's going to be confused, but now I remember.
You sure it's not New Nightmare?
Okay, that movie sucks.
I don't know if Rob's ever seen a movie in his life, so
You hang out with Steve too much.
Yeah, you've been hanging out
Shout
with
out
Steve.
Steve Fowler for the 3rd time.
he's not going to listen to this ever. So
That's the point. 6 years from now, he'll be like, "Hey guys, listen to your podcast and I heard you shouted me out on the 10th episode."
I hope he knows he has to pay for this.
In 10 years, yeah, he will have to. But fucking, so Neil says he actually is dead because he killed himself. But then, like, he used the
like,
Puppet Master's like secret.
Yeah, to try to live forever.
I don't understand. He's like, I used the Puppet Master's secret to live forever. I'm like, the Puppet Master's dead. What are you talking about?
But I wonder if the Puppet Master, at least part of him, is inside Jester. Because he says like the little like thing to him in the beginning, and then Jester starts coming to life. Mm-hmm. But I wonder if like he put some of himself in Jester.
So, I don't know.
I've never seen the other one.
From what I hear,
spoiler alert.
From what I hear, like from my own like little research and reading, this became like a Hellraiser-esque situation where the lore just got heavily convoluted and ridiculous over the course of several movies.
That's with anything with sequels. Have you fucking seen Halloween?
Yeah, but Michael Myers is a druid.
The Cult of Thorn.
This is the greatest part of the series.
No, okay, please don't say that.
But this part of the movie is my favorite. When like he reveals that he's gonna live forever, and then he starts like knocking those two out.
Yeah,
just
dude,
fucking beats their ass.
Well, like Alex is like asks him why he like did this, and then he said he had to like he instead of like explaining exactly why, he just says how he had to like kill himself, or all the psychics would find out about like the secret. He said he's like tired of using the puppets though, so he wanted to experiment on real people, and he started out with fucking Megan's parents.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what happened to them.
I wonder,
Like, he
is that
doesn't
the- is
say
that the
like if it
woman-
worked or not.
Is that the woman he was assaulting in the beginning?
That's a good question.
Yeah, like was it?
But she didn't look old.
I was like, did he rape her mom?
On the elevator, right?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I have to go back and rewatch.
Yeah, because I don't know how if he's supposed to be younger him or older him.
I don't think they've been married that long because everyone like.
They were only married for 2 years.
2 years.
'Cause
Yeah.
she said 2 years next Friday.
So
he
that's
just-
what I'm saying.
So he just raped a random girl in their hotel.
I don't know. They don't go into like any of this shit. They just say it and then go, hope people forget
Whatever
about
happens,
He's
happens.
a rapist.
that. But fucking the puppets are like very mad guys here. They are the mad guys. After he says like,
Oh my
he's
God.
tired of the puppets. They're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? No, it's like Trav's mom. What the fuck? They were just like, oh man, what the fuck? But then like fucking Neil like throws Megan and then it just starts this is where he starts beating Alex's ass.
Yeah, and he's like, "You can't kill me. You need to destroy the body or something. I'm too strong."
I love my favorite part here. I'm giggling just thinking about it. Is Jester's reactions to everything? Like as like Alex is getting his ass whooped, Jester's like mouth wide open, like.
Yeah,
see
you're making the face at us, but like
I like
nobody
saying,
can
like,
hear
So
it.
their his mouth is open.
He's like wide open, and he's got this face that basically says, "Do you see this shit?"
As Jamie Kennedy would call it, cockmouth.
Cockmouth. Yeah, cockmouth. Shout out JD Kennedy. Jamie Kennedy. Shout out you.
Yeah. And then
I hope we listen one day.
Megan like runs up and smashes a fucking vase
Yeah, you know what? Fuck you.
over Neil's head and
Neil,
knocks
you
that bitch out.
You might be dead, but you're about to get CTE.
That's what I don't understand. Like, so Pinhead gets thrown into walls and gets knocked out. Neil, who's dead, can get knocked out. I don't understand. Like,
Yeah.
what is the benefit of being a puppet or dead here? You're getting knocked the fuck out.
Can we talk about for a second that after she smashes the vase over his head, he gives Megan some serious CTE. Like he hits her so hard. Like there's movie slaps, and then like he like put her across the room, and then ends up going back after Alex.
Well, that's after they see Teresa. Because
Yeah,
they run off and they
she
like
comes
go
out
to
of
escape.
nowhere.
They go to escape and then like Teresa just comes out of nowhere and she's got like a fucking like golf club or something.
Yeah, she's like Alex can live forever, right, or something like that.
But
Or
then
Neil
like
says
she
that.
doesn't do anything. They don't do anything to her, but she's not seen ever again.
Yeah.
Again. I don't understand.
Yeah. I think they put it in there by mistake. Like that was a cut that was put in there.
They just left it on.
I don't
on the
know.
floor. This
Like
yeah.
nothing's explained. I
Everything's
guess
falling
I'm assuming
apart.
he did whatever he did to himself to her.
Yeah, and
because she
then-
looks fucking wild. She looks like she was fucking reanimated with the green shit from Reanimator.
Yeah. And then I believe Neil says like Alex, you can live forever too, or something like that.
Who says that?
Neil.
Oh, Neil says that to
Yeah, when
Alex.
Teresa like runs out like looking like a fucking stupid idiot.
Yeah. And Alex throws like Neil into the elevator, and that's when fucking
Yeah,
Pinhead
like locks the door.
yeah.
He's like fucking steel cage match, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And then Neil like threatens Pinhead. He's like, "What are you doing? Like, get out of my face," or something like that. And then
he takes his head off, right, or something. Or flips
Yeah,
his
he
head
grabs. Yeah, he grabs Pinhead and like rips his fucking head off. And I guess that's supposed to like, or he thinks it's enough to stop the fucking puppets. I don't know.
off. Yeah, and then you see Tunneler come out of nowhere and like start drilling him in the leg.
Yeah, which is probably one of my favorite parts.
Yeah,
Owies.
Yeah, but he still feels the pain. So what the fuck is the benefit of being dead and reincarnated? Just that you don't age anymore? What the fuck does that do for you if you're still getting your ass beat by puppets?
yeah. And then you see like Pinhead putting his head back in, like trying to pick up his head and put it back in place,
Yes.
and then just beating his ass. And then,
Yeah, both Pinhead and
yeah, and then Neil's trying to like reach up out of the, I guess the escape from the elevator.
Yeah.
And Blade's up there and fucking like slices his fingers
Right off.
right off, starts oozing green.
Green shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of blood. And
He's an alien.
yeah, and then so what the fuck's his name? The drill guy?
Tunneler.
Tunneler. He runs at Neil and like starts drilling into him, but does he drill into his head or his neck?
I don't know.
I think he's drilling into his ear, like into his brain.
But you can't tell.
Yeah, you can't tell.
And like Pinhead's holding Neil's fucking head down while he's doing it.
Yeah, and then Alex outside is like freaking out, like they're killing him.
Even though he was just beating
Bitch,
her
you
ass.
just literally got your ass beat by this guy. What are you so
Yeah.
mad about?
Yeah.
He's like, no, don't kill him, please.
And then Leech Woman, is that her name?
Yeah.
She like comes and starts spitting leeches into like Neil's mouth. And fucking Alex like is trying to get into the elevator to help him. What the bro?
Yeah, and then after like Neil's dead, Megan starts crying.
Okay, so I have a question. How does Neil die? Does Pinhead snap his neck? Or does he just get drilled to death?
I don't
or is it
know.
the leech?
I don't know.
Because
All
Pinhead's
three.
holding his head, but then you hear a snapping sound. and
Yeah.
I don't know who fuck killed him, how he died.
Yeah,
I thought he lived forever. What the fuck
That's
is
what I'm
this?
saying. And then
I just
I don't
like-
understand why Megan was crying when that guy was a dick.
Yeah.
and she found out all the stuff he did.
Yeah, she was very upset. Well, I guess it was her husband. She did love him, but then it cuts to like a new day, and I guess everyone like everything's just cleaned up. They didn't have to call
Back to
authorities.
normal.
Nothing. Yeah,
He's getting the cab. And he's like, all right,
yeah,
if you're on the East Coast, hit me up. If you're out east, hit me up.
yeah. And Alex leaves, and then Megan goes over to like Dana's stuffed dog that's still there, and she picks it up and starts walking up some stairs, and then she like puts it down, and it's alive all of a sudden. And I forget what she says, but like they go up the stairs.
She's like, good boy, Leroy.
Yeah, and then they go up the stairs, and
So
that's the
maybe
end.
she was a psychic too.
She's
So it
the,
was the Psychic 6.
she's the puppet
It
master.
wasn't even the Psychic 5.
The real crew.
I can't believe this. That fucking
Blasphemy.
twist. This might have been fucking M. Night Shyamalan's best movie. And that's the end of the movie, guys.
Dun dun dun.
So,
master.
so this was technically a viewer pick, our first viewer pick.
Yeah,
Well, listener pick, I should say.
we might need better viewers.
So, I guess I'll just start then, because from now on, whoever picks it is going to go last.
Yeah,
That's
we
what
always
decided.
been doing that.
Yeah. So I'll just go first. Honestly, when I watched this movie like years ago and I fucking hated it, but I think I also didn't pay much attention to it. So with as convoluted and fucking wild as it is and how nothing makes sense, even if you do watch it, I hated it. But I actually didn't mind it this time. It's fucking quick. It's easy. It's not like there's any downtime in the movie, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than last time, I should say. I would rewatch it. So, but I don't think it's like a good movie.
Yeah.
So I would give it a 6 out of 10. My favorite kill, I almost wanted to say Teresa, just how fucking ridiculous that shit is, but I think it's gonna be probably Carissa getting like drilled in the fucking head. Just because when you see her later, it's like her mouth that got drilled into. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's definitely rewatchable, but I don't think it's like the quality's there. It is, you could tell it's fucking straight to video kind of movie. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, I haven't seen this movie since I was like a kid. So it's like another one I haven't seen. But then again, I got this mixed up with so many other ones because I thought the one guy Torch, if you know who that is, he's in like a later one. Because I've seen the first 3.
I've only seen this one.
And I thought the 6-shooter guy was in this one, but he wasn't. But I know they were supposed to have like a 6-handed or 6-armed like ninja puppet, but they said like they couldn't do that because it already took 5 people to like make Blade work.
Really?
Yeah. But
some of it looked like stop motion when he was doing
yeah,
stuff.
they did stuff, too. But they also had like animatronics with him. But the one problem I have with this movie is I think it takes itself serious. If they want to be serious, but it shouldn't be serious. And it feels like it's two different movies. Like they had two different people writing the script, and then they threw the pages together and like, so let's see what happens. Because on one hand, is this supposed to be a puppet movie, and then there's other people with like psychic powers, you know?
Yeah.
It like doesn't feel like that movie could be called anything else, and it wouldn't be the Puppet Master. It would be fine because it feels like two different movies to me.
I see what you're saying, but also this was like the first movie made by, I think, or one of the first movies made by like the new whatever company made it.
Full Moon.
Yeah, it was like a new company that just started out.
Yeah, they would go on to be pretty legendary, like for B movies.
Probably.
I think they have their own
C.
streaming service. I could be
Probably.
wrong.
Yeah, they basically in late 1990s, if you turned on to HBO or like the early paid movie channels, you could find Full Moon Productions all over the place. They were like straight to videos, straight to premium cable service.
Yeah, but I agree. They definitely just threw too much shit in there because that
Not
like,
even
I
too
can
much
understand-
shit. It just felt like two different things.
I can understand like the puppets being alive and psychics, but then they start talking about alchemy too. I'm like, what the fuck are they talking
Yeah.
about?
And
Philosopher's Stone.
the puppets are in it for what, 5 minutes in total? Maybe it doesn't feel like they're in it for a long time.
Like actual screen time.
Yeah, screen time. It
But
feels.
I think that also came down the budget.
Yeah. Well, the budget was $400,000, but
In 1989, that's not a lot.
yeah, it's more than I have in 2019.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I felt like I definitely liked it more than I thought I would when we talked about this on the last podcast. I was kind of like, damn, this sucks. Like I feel like I'm gonna hate this movie. But it was easy to watch, like Kyle said. It went by fast. I liked it more than I thought it would. I would definitely only give it like a 5 still, but I thought it would be lower for me, like a 2 or a 3. But I did enjoy some parts of it. But my favorite kill is I don't even know if I have a favorite kill. Maybe Frank when he's just getting thrown up on. You know, I don't have a least favorite kill in this.
I don't know if I had a least favorite.
Yeah.
Either. Did I say one? No.
No.
I don't even know what it would be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't even know. I feel like I went into this and thought it was something else because I seen the other two and I kind of threw everything in my brain together. You know, because I believe these were on like the Joe Bob Briggs show when the Monster Vision, and I seen them on there. Then I think the timeline with this movie gets crazy, but it's not the worst movie that I've seen, and it's definitely better than I thought it would be. And I say it's better than when I remember as a kid and just liked it because it was Puppet Master. But what about you, Rob? How do you feel about it?
Well, I'm glad I came in with low expectations.
We all did, I think.
You know, as soon as you guys said Puppet Master for our next film, I instantly set my bar to the floor. I remembered not liking it when I was younger, when I first saw it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. Like I just wasn't me. I remember always going into places like when we were growing up, we had a store, Opening Day, and Opening Day used to have like Puppet Master toys in there and like random horror movie toys. And that was like a niche comic collectible shop at the time, which had like 2,000 bootleg items in it a day. It was great. But regardless, I think the movie's funny, to be honest with you. I think it's just dumb sometimes. I believe that I kind of agree with Mark. How Mark says that the filmmakers want to be serious with this, and they want you to believe that there's alchemy and there's dark sorcery and psychics and there's puppets and there's Nazis, but we're not going to tell you they're Nazis yet. Like there's just, I feel like it wants to take itself seriously, but it falls flat. It's a fun B movie. I don't know. I'm stuck between 5 and 6 out of 10. I think I just give it a 6 out of 10 because of just how dopey it is. I think if I was taking this a lot more seriously, I'd give it a 5, even close to a 4. But I think because I'm really marketing it for what it is, it's a dopey B movie.
I wouldn't even say B. I would say like C.
Yeah, it's there. I think once again it spawned some interesting story tropes that go on. I think it also has the Hellraiser effect, where one character who wasn't supposed to stand out at all stood out. In Hellraiser, Pinhead had a minor role to start, and he ended up being like the iconic character that came out of it, and the mythos was built around. In this, it just happens to be Blade. Blade becomes like the character that the mythos gets built around and moves forward and becomes like the iconic puppet of the series. So definitely has that effect. Favorite kill is Dana, only because she whoops that dude's ass. Like, it's a nice, long, drawn-out kill, and I really loved the whole sequence. I had a lot of fun with it. So definitely my favorite kill there. Yeah, 6 out of 10. Am I going to sit here and tell people it's a must-see and you got to watch it? No. But if you're bored as hell and you want just to see a campy, dumb movie, sit down and watch it. You can't go wrong. It's fun. It's just don't try to approach it from any semblance of logic or think that this is going to have a comprehensible plot. It doesn't know what it is. And that's where I stand.
All right. Well, then we will. You have anything else to say about it?
Also, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they were supposed to make a remake of this movie in 2010 or 2012. And like the Puppet Master fan base, like told them to like fuck off, and they're like, all right, we won't remake it. Which is crazy.
It's crazy that they have like a following.
That's
like
what
that.
I'm saying.
Yeah. One thing I totally forgot to say this, and I feel very stupid for not saying this. I'm a big fan of Ray Harryhausen. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with his work. He's responsible for some of the greatest stop motion ever on film between the 1950s and the 1980s. Clash of the Titans, the original, is Harryhausen all the way.
Just downloaded that.
He is an artist and really is responsible for keeping stop motion alive. And I had to say that despite this being a C movie, the stop motion effects were really good. I really liked them.
Yeah.
There's one where Blade's climbing up on a table and you see like his little leg come over the table, and and that could have been a puppeteering effect, but from what I saw, it looked a little stop motion-y. So I like seeing stop motion. I'm weird like that. I think it's cool. It's definitely not Harryhausen level, but it was nice. It was pretty good.
The stop motion in this wasn't like too shitty because when they did use it, it wasn't for very long periods. It was
quick shots, good angles.
Yeah, where it was necessary, where they couldn't pull off whatever they were trying to do with other shit. So I liked it too.
Awesome. Yeah, that's where I stand on it.
And do you have anything else to add? All right, then we'll announce the next movie.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
All right, Rob, what's the next movie?
All right, so
It's your pick.
I was very conflicted on my pick.
You can pick whatever you want.
However, I am not going to go with the pick that everyone thinks I was going to go with. I'm actually going a completely different route, and I'll explain it at a later date. But I tried to pick a film that I thought maybe neither of you had seen, and I think that's very hard because you guys certainly have seen a lot more films than me. So my pick for the next episode of the Vintage Horror Podcast is another Clive Barker piece from 1987, Rawhead Rex.
You mother sucker.
I never even heard of that.
You've never heard of Rawhead Rex?
Oh boy.
Oh my god.
Here we go.
Have you seen that?
No, but I like know of it.
Never
and
even
I
heard
actually,
of that.
you know what's really fucking weird? I just saw that in like Target.
No way.
I think it was Target. And I was like, what? It was either that or Best Buy. I was like, what the fuck? Rawhead Rex? And like I thought about buying it for a second. Then I'm like, nah, I'm not going
It's got I saw this film when I was very young, and I am really looking forward to talking about this one.
Oh my god. I have a feeling this one's going to be a fucking wild one.
Oh yeah.
Right on. All right, so.
I've never even heard of this or seen anything like this.
Oh my god.
This is going to be so good.
Yep.
Tune in, folks, for episode 11.
All right.
It's going to be a banger.
So we actually had someone email us. So.
No way. What did they say?
All right, so we got an email from a listener, so we just want to read that out loud. We appreciate the email. You can always feel free to reach out. But the email reads as follows. Hey, fellas. Just wanted to drop a line and let you know you're doing one heck of a job. Great choice of movie so far. Hope you decide to do Puppet Master.
We just did
That's
it.
very
Wow.
coincidental. There
That's
you go.
very
This
weird.
this
There we
one's
go.
for you. Shout out to, it says, keep on keeping on, Dale. So shout out to you, Dale.
Shout out, Dale. I like you, Dale.
This one's for you, Dale. We dedicate this one all to you.
Episode 10, The Dale.
And yeah, so that's pretty much it. If you want to reach out to us, you can always email us at vintagehorrorpod@gmail.com if you'd like to. And if it's good, or we'll read it on the fucking podcast, no problem. You can always, or please actually follow us at Vintage Horror Podcast on Instagram, and on Twitter, tweet to us at Vintage Horror _. Yeah, don't shake your head. Yeah, because we need to start interacting with mother suckers. And if everybody could please do us a fucking favor, go rate and review on Apple Podcast. That helps new podcasts a lot. It helps get us out there to the public. So make it as funny as you want. We'll read it on the podcast. We don't have any new reviews this week, but that's it.
Oh, and we've talked about it prior. If you're going to post a review on Apple Podcasts, watch your language on there because they will remove your comment.
So you can be as funny as you want. Just
email us that funny stuff.
They won't. Yeah, if you want to say something outrageous, you need to put it in a email. But when you review us, just don't use harsh language because Apple won't even post it. So that's it. Take care.